Hey guys, this is lesson 5.4 called Factors and Multiples. Our essential question is, how are factors and multiples related? So I know you guys have heard me use the word multiples before when I refer to the product of an answer. Okay, so we're going to find out what a multiple is and how that's related to factors. Alright, toy animals are sold in sets of 3, 5, 10, and 12. Mason wants to make a display with 3 animals in each row. Which set could he buy if he wants to display all of the animals? The product of the two numbers is a multiple of each number. Factors and multiples are related. Okay, so let's take a look at this problem right here. 3 times 4 equals 12. The 3 and the 4 are both factors of 12 because that's what you use to multiply to get to 12. Now your multiple or your product is the answer that you land on. Okay, so 12 is a multiple of 3, and a multiple of 3, and 12 is a multiple of 4. So if I were to draw this, okay, so we have 3 and 4, and let's say 12's down the line. Okay, so you use 3 times 4 to land on 12. Okay, so the number that you land on, or your answer, when you use a multiplication combination, is your multiple. Okay, alright, so here's one way to find that. Tell whether 3 is a factor of each number. Think, if a number is divisible by 3, then 3 is a factor of that number. So is 3 a factor of 3? Yes, because 3 times 1 is 3, so that one would be a yes. Okay, then let's see. Is 3 a factor of 5? Well, 3 times nothing can get you to, is 3 a factor of 5? So no, that won't work. No, because it is not divisible by 3. You cannot take 5 divided by 3. 3 times nothing is going to get you to 5. Alright, is 3 a factor of 10? So 3 times something can get you to 10? No, so that's also no. Is 3 a factor of 12? Yes, because 3 times 4 gets you to 12. And you can divide 12 divided by 3. So 3 is a factor of 3 itself and 12. Okay. Another way is just to make a list. Find multiples. Multiply and make a list. So 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 3 is 12, and 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, so all these numbers that I listed here, all the numbers that we land on, the product for each of those equations, those are multiples of 3. Because 3 times something is 6, 3 times something is 9, 3 times something is 12, and so forth. So every number, if we were even to keep going, if we were to take 3 times 6, 18 would be a multiple of 3. 3 times 7, 21 would be a multiple of 3. Remember these are factors. Factor times factor equals your multiple, the number that you land on. Okay? So, coming down here, 3 and 12 are multiples of 3. So Mason can buy sets of 3 and 12 toy animals. Okay, common multiples. A common multiple is a multiple of 2 or more numbers. Okay, so for example, we're going to see if we can find a common multiple. Tony works every 3 days and Amanda works every 5 days. If Tony works June 3rd and Amanda works June 5th, on what days in June will they work together? Circle the multiples of 3, draw a box around the multiples of 5. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to circle the multiples of 3. And remember, that means 3 times something, so 3 times 2 is 6. 6 would be a multiple of 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 would be a multiple of 3. okay, because you use 3 as a factor to get there to your answer, your product. Alright, so let's go and let's go straight across. 3 is a multiple of itself because 3 times 1 equals 3. Okay, 4 plus 6 is, 9 is, 12 is, 15, 20, 21, 7 times 3, 24, 3 times 8, 3 times 9 is 27, and 30. 3 times 10 is 30. Okay, so those are all the multiples of 3. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to look for multiples of 5. So I'm going to box those ones. So 5 is a multiple of 5. 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, then 5 times 2 is 10. And then 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. And then, let's see, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, so we have a couple of them that are on the same day. So the common multiples, so ones that have both, would be 15 and, oops, I don't know why I have, hold on, I made a mistake, sorry guys, 20 shouldn't be circled because 3 times nothing is going to give us 20, sorry. Okay, so just this one. Okay, and then this should be in purple, there we go, sorry. Okay, so our common multiples, ones that have both on there, would be 15 and 30, okay, because they have a purple and they have a blue, purple, and blue. Okay, so they can use both. So common multiples is when both a 3 or any other number, two numbers, share the same type of multiple. So Tony and Amanda will work together on June 15th and the 30th. Okay? Alright, let's come down here. Multiply to list the next 5 multiples. Okay, so we'll come down below where it says 1 times 4 is 4. Then go 2 times 4 is 8. Oops. And then 2 times 3. Oops. What does this say? 4. Oops, there we go. So 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. And then 4 times 6 is 24. Okay, so all these numbers right here are all multiples of 4 because I use 4 times something to get or to land on that number. Okay, let's go to the next part. Is the number a factor of 6? Write yes or no. So is 6 a factor of, is 3 a factor of 6? So remember, can 3 times something get you to 6? Yes. So I'm going to put a yes there because 3 times 2 equals 6. So 3 is a factor. Remember, factor times factor equals your multiple. So yes. Is 6 a factor of 6? Yes. 6 times 1 equals 6. So yes. Is 16 a factor of 6? No. Oops. Because 16 times nothing is going to get you to 6. Okay, is 18 a factor? No. Because of the same thing. 18 times nothing is going to get you to 6. Alright, so now that was factor. Now pay attention because this is factor and this is multiple. Is the number a multiple of 6? Now remember, it's the ones that you land on. So like up here, remember, multiples of 4, you used 4 in your equation to get to those answers. So is the number a multiple of 6? So number 3 would be no. Okay, because you use 3 as a factor to get to 6, but it's not the number that you land on, remember. It has to be the number that you land on. It is not in this case. Alright, for number 7, yes, this one would work because you have 1 times 6 equals 6, and 6 you can land on. Multiple of 6, so yes, that would work. 16, no. Whoops, whoa. Okay, 16 would be a no. Once I get my stuff working here. There we go. Sorry, technical difficulty there. Okay, so 16 would be a no, because 6 times nothing is going to get you to the answer of 16, so this would not be a multiple. Okay, then we have 18. 18, yes, would be a multiple of 6 because 6 times 3 is 18. And remember, multiples are the number you land on, so we landed on an 18, so that would work. Okay, so big difference here. You have the difference between factors and multiple. Remember, it's factor times factor equals your multiple. So these can be any numbers that you need to get to your multiple. Okay, so this could be 2 times 3. Remember, factor times factor. 6 is the number that you land on, so that would be your multiple. 2 and 3 are multiples of 6. They help you get there. They help you reach your destination of 6. Okay? Alright, okay, so a couple more practice problems. Is the number a multiple of 3? Write yes or no. Okay, so for this one, remember now we're talking about multiples, so we have to be careful. Remember, multiples is the number we land on, so this one would be a no. Okay, because nothing times, or 4, using 4 times nothing is going to get you to 3. Okay, number 11 would also be a no. Okay, number 12 would be a yes, because 3 times 8 equals 24. And this, remember, we're looking for multiples, so we're looking for it to land on it. Because 3 times nothing is 8, and 4 times nothing is 3. 38, that would also be a no. Because nothing times nothing is going to get you, or using a 3, 3 times nothing is going to get you to 38. Okay, so it's not a multiple of 3. Alright, number 14. List the 9 multiples of each number. Find common multiples. Okay, so they want you to find multiples of 2. Okay, so they want you to go 9. So let's go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I found 9 multiples. And how I got to these answers, guys, is I just took 2 times 2 equals 4. Okay, that's a multiple. 2 times 3 equals 6. That's a multiple. 2 times 4 equals 8. That's a multiple. So I just kept taking 2 times each number up, and so these are the numbers I landed on, so they're my multiples. Alright, so next, same thing for 8. So 8 times 8 is 16. 8 times, let's see, 8 times 3 is 20. Oh gosh, why did I say 8 times 8 is 16? I meant to say 8 times 2. Sorry. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times, what did I say? 8 times 4, 8 times 5, 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 7, 56. 8 times 8, there's 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 9 is 72, and 8 times 10 is 80. Okay, so now I gotta go and I have to circle the ones that I have in common. Okay, so those ones that both of them have would be 8 itself, and let's see, both have a 16. Okay, so my answer would be 8 and 16. Okay, then I'm going to jump down to this bottom part right here, just to help us tell the difference between that number is a factor, or is it a multiple, or is it neither. Okay, so tell whether 20 is a factor or a multiple of that number. Okay, so we're going to come down here. 10. So 10 would be a multiple, so I'm just going to put an M there, because 20 or 10 times 2 equals 20. Okay, so 20 is the number that you land on, so they use this right here as a factor, so factor times factor equals multiple. Okay, 20. This one could be either both. It could be a factor or it could be a multiple, because 20 times 1 equals 20, and then you could also, like I said, use 10 times 2 and do a 20. So it could be in your equation, or it could be used as a multiple. And 30 would be neither, because 20 times nothing can get you to 30, or you can't use 30 to get to 20. Okay? Alright, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Okay, so make sure you guys, when you're looking for what problems you're going to do, make sure you look on Schoology. If you have any extra questions or anything, please come ask. Otherwise, you can always go back and watch some of the examples on the video. I think everything that we've done here is kind of what we did in the video. Let me just double check. Okay. Let's do number 10 together so you guys can do number 11. So Ken paid $12 for 2 magazines. The cost of each magazine was a multiple of 3. What are the possible prices of the magazines? So I'm just going to underline my information that I need. $12 for 2 magazines, and each one was a multiple of 3. So that means you used 3 to get to your answer. Okay, so just pull out, what can you use is 3 to get your answer. So it has to be $3 and $9, and then $6 and $6. Okay. Alright, so remember multiples of 3. So what do you use to get to? You can use 3 times 3 equals 9, or you could use 6 times 1, or 6 times 2. Alright. Oops, and I didn't put the back page on there, but let me look. I think the rest of those problems should be okay to go too. Alright, like I said, if you have any questions, come ask. Otherwise, thanks.